Have you ever felt like your mind never stops talking? Like, no matter how hard you try, you can't escape your own thoughts. You think about what could happen, what already happened, what might go wrong, until your head feels like a storm that won't rest. If you've ever felt this way, this story is for you. It's a Zen story about learning to silence the noise inside and finding peace in the simple act of being. There was once a young man named Hiro. He lived in a quiet village surrounded by misty mountains and the sound of running water. But inside his mind, there was no peace. From the moment he woke up, his thoughts raced. What if I fail my work today? What if people don't like me? What if I never become someone important? Even when he sat beneath the cherry trees, his thoughts kept spinning like leaves caught in the wind. He thought about his past mistakes, replaying them again and again. He thought about his future, worrying about things that hadn't even happened yet. His body was still, but his mind was never at rest. One day, tired and restless, Hiro went to see an old monk who lived in a small monastery up the hill. The monk was known for his wisdom, and many travelers came to seek his advice. Hiro bowed and said, "Master, my mind is full of noise. I can't sleep, I can't work, I can't stop thinking." The monk smiled gently and poured tea into a cup. He kept pouring until the tea spilled over and onto the table. "Master," Hiro shouted, "the cup is full. No more can go in." The monk nodded, still smiling. "Exactly," he said. "You are like this cup, full of your own thoughts, worries, and fears. How can I show you peace when your mind is already overflowing?" Hiro felt embarrassed. The monk handed him a broom and said, "Come with me." They walked to the monastery garden, where dry leaves covered the path. "Sweep the garden," said the monk. Hiro began sweeping, trying to do it quickly to impress him. But every few minutes, the wind would blow, and more leaves would fall. Hiro grew frustrated. "No matter how many I sweep," he said, "more keep coming." The monk nodded again. "And that," he said, "is your mind. You sweep away one thought, and another appears. The goal is not to stop the leaves from falling, but to learn to see them without chasing each one." For the next several weeks, Hiro stayed at the monastery. Every morning, he swept the garden in silence. Every afternoon, he meditated by the stream. At first, his thoughts were loud, like a crowd shouting in his head. But over time, something began to change. He noticed the sound of the wind through the bamboo. He noticed how the sunlight danced on the water. He noticed his breath, slow, steady, alive. The more he focused on the present moment, the quieter his thoughts became. They were still there, but they no longer controlled him. One day, while sweeping, he suddenly stopped. The breeze brushed against his face. The sun warmed his hands, and for the first time in his life, he felt completely here. Not in the past, not in the future, just here. He realized that peace was not something to find, it was something to allow. The noise in his head had been there all along, but so had the silence beneath it. He just had to stop listening to the noise and start feeling the silence. Months later, when Hiro returned to his village, people noticed he was different. He still faced problems, still made mistakes, but he no longer reacted with panic. When something went wrong, he breathed. When someone insulted him, he smiled. When he didn't know what would happen next, he said to himself, "I'll see when I get there." He had learned that not every thought deserves attention. Not every worry deserves belief. Some things simply need to pass like clouds floating across the sky. Years later, someone asked Hiro, "What is the secret of peace?" He smiled and replied, "Stop trying to control your thoughts. Watch them, don't chase them. The mind is like the wind. You can't stop it, but you can learn to sail with it." The moral of this story is simple but powerful. You, Dantine, need to silence your mind. You only need to stop feeding it. Overthinking is like trying to catch every wave in the ocean. It's impossible. Let them come. Let them go. The more you observe your thoughts, instead of fighting them, the more peaceful you become. Life is happening right now, not in your fears, not in your regrets, but in this single breath you're taking. So, if you're someone who keeps thinking all the time, remember Hiro. Remember the garden. Remember the teacup. Your peace doesn't come from controlling everything. It comes from surrendering to this moment. Don't give up on finding stillness. Don't let your thoughts own you. Take a breath. Let go of what you can't control, and trust that life knows what it's doing. Your time will come, and when it does, you'll realize it was never about overthinking your way to peace. It was about learning to be peace right where you are.